Hi, it's Lisa with Lisa Ferlin Consulting, and I want to do a quick pros, cons list of crowdfunding multiple books within the same campaign. Let's get to it. The pros should be obvious. If you put multiple books in a campaign, obviously you can generate enough funding to cover the expenses for your campaign, save time, and really just get sort of the messy part out of the way and get the funding right away. That is obviously a clear pro. I think the benefits of not running multiple campaigns that can be stressful, that can take a lot of time to organize, that's a real pro and a real benefit. And I understand why so many authors are tempted to put multiple books in one campaign. But one thing you need to consider are some of the challenges that doing so present when you add multiple books to a campaign, whether they be part of a series or not. So let's go through these together. Okay, so one difficulty to think about is that just the number one rule of marketing is when you have multiple messages or multiple different things that you are putting forth in front of someone, you're giving them many choices. The more choices you give people, generally you introduce a bit more confusion or more questions, and it can just dilute your marketing message overall. It can also be difficult for you to test which marketing messages are resonating with your readers if you have multiple books in one campaign. One of the benefits of running a crowdfunding campaign is that you get to test which messages work and bring readers into your campaign and get them excited about your book. And then this serves you after your book is published, and you can use the same marketing messaging, the same imagery, the same graphics, everything in future marketing, because we know marketing your book is a long-term experience. So for the longevity of your book, it is nice to have this crowdfunding campaign, a sort of a testing kitchen, if you will, so you can test out which recipes of marketing messages work better than others. Another con is that generally the more books you add to your campaign, the higher your campaign goal is, and that can become very difficult for crowdfunding authors to find the audience to support that goal. So generally, the higher the goal, the larger your audience needs to be to support that goal. So it can be difficult. It doesn't necessarily mean that it can't be done. It just means that if you have a larger goal, you're going to run into some issues in terms of building your audience to support that goal. So keep that in mind. Another thing to think about is that the more rewards you have, the more confusing it can be. One of the psychological impacts of crowdfunding is that everyone can see how many rewards have been chosen. And so by limiting the number of rewards smartly, you can actually drive social proof to your most popular rewards and therefore increase the amount of backers you get backing at that reward level, thereby accelerating you to your goal, right? That's what we want. So when I look at the right-hand side of a campaign page and I see one backer, because there are like 20 rewards, you may have 50 backers, but when they're spaced out over all of these rewards, you're lacking that social proof aspect that has a huge psychological impact. When I see one reward and like 190 backers, I will just click on that reward right away because so many other people have chosen it before me. It just makes sense. And so it removes a lot of the risk from the backer to go with a sure thing, if that makes sense. So when you have a ton of rewards, you just lose a bit of that impact. So if you have a lot of books, you're just going to miss the cohesive marketing message. It's going to be difficult to target your campaign and have people recognize your campaign as, oh, this is that campaign. I recognize it right away. If you have multiple books and they have different illustrators or different messages or for their different age groups or whatever. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So while it's tempting to put all of your books in one campaign, you do have to keep these things in mind when organizing your campaign. If you have a strategy that addresses this, of course, I've had clients successfully crowdfund multiple books. They did run into some of the issues that I have mentioned, which is why I bring it up here, because I just want you to go in knowing full well what you're getting yourself into so that you can plan for those things and put it into your strategy. As long as you have a strategy, you're good. But if you're just doing this without realizing it, you can easily make mistakes that are avoidable. And so that's what I'm here to help you do. All right. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the section below and we can have a conversation. Bye.